Hello everyone, it's Meg. Welcome to a new reading vlog. Happy New Year, this is my first vlog of 2026. I'm very excited. I do have to make this intro short because I'm going out today and the train I was originally going to get has been cancelled, so I had to get the earlier one because I'm going to see an exhibition about the Vogue, like the making of like the runway about Vogue. Very excited. I'm going to take you guys along with me, but like I said, I need to be quick. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. I think this is going to be like I'm going to film throughout the whole of January, kind of like setting myself up for the new year. Obviously lots of reading, all that sort of thing, because I really like January. I know a lot of people don't, but as somebody who really enjoys like the new year, like the concept of like setting goals, setting myself up for the new year, vision boards, all that sort of thing, I do really enjoy that. So that's why I like January so much. So yeah, it's going to be like an amalgamation of, like I said, of all those kinds of things, and obviously reading. I'm hoping to get quite a lot of reading done. I finished a book last night, my first read of 2026, which was Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Loved that, by the way. It was so fun. I'm so glad I finally caved and bought it. But this morning, or actually last night, I started Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I really loved the first book in this duology. It's one of my favourite books of 2025, and I'm going to start reading this. I'm taking it on the train with me. Hopefully I can get some reading done on the train. I've only read like the first 2 chapters, but yeah, I'm really excited to be back in this world with these characters. It's such a wholesome, beautiful story. So yeah, this is my reading plans for the moment, and then we will see where we get kind of throughout this vlog, how fast I read, because this book is about 400 pages and the writing is smallish, so we'll see how far I get. So like I said, I'm going out today, and I do have quite a really nice week planned for like the first week of January. Like I said, today I'm going to like an exhibition, and then at the end of the week I'm going to London. I'm going to stay with my sister, but the main reason I'm going down is there is a Studio Ghibli pop-up shop, and I really want to go because it's got officially like licensed merch, and it's quite hard to get hold of like really nice Ghibli merch in the UK. So I'm going down. I'm very excited. I'm going on Friday. And I'm really excited, so I will do my best to film what I can of that as well. But before I go out the house, let me give you like an outfit check. I've got my blinds shut at the moment because they're going on my bookshelf, so that's why it's a bit dark. But anyway, so today I'm wearing my brown coat that I have featured kind of on my Instagram and I think on here before, from Primark. Really enjoy it. I've got this knitted green like cable knit jumper. It used to be my mum's. She actually knitted it, but it's shrunk in the wash, so now I have it instead. I've got a white polo neck on underneath because it snowed yesterday. It's absolutely freezing, so I need to keep warm. Then I've got my like dark brown trousers. They're like a woolen jersey kind of thing from Uniqlo. I'm wearing my Docs today. Don't usually wear them a lot these days, but since the weather's not very nice, I need to dress warm. And I just wanted to show you, my sister knitted me some fingerless gloves, so I'm definitely going to take those to keep warm, so they're really nice. And then I'm taking this bag that I also got from Uniqlo, and I love these little charms I've got. So I've got this one, I think his name is Susie, from K-pop Demon Hunters, and then my sister got me a little crochet Totoro for Christmas, which I absolutely adore. So that's super cute. Yeah, so that's my outfit. I'm mainly trying to stay as warm as possible. I do also have my big scarf. I would have liked to have worn my other one because it goes better with the outfit, but we're going with this one instead for warmth, and it's very sunny outside. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully the trains aren't going to be too messed up since it's, snowy and all that sort of thing, because a sprinkle of snow in the UK is never a good thing. We can't even cope with like a small smattering of it. But anyway, I need to go in a minute, so I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I will do my best to get some clips of when I go to Manchester and go to this exhibition today, so I hope you enjoy. And yeah, let's go and have like a really like nice day out.
When Lady Gaga tweeted that her new single would debut on the Queen's runway, the response
and that's what fashion should be.
So it's been a week since I last updated this vlog, and I feel like I really need to get back into vlogging, which is the main reason why I'm actually doing this vlog. I feel like I didn't actually film that much kind of in like this past week. Obviously I did some fun stuff. I went to that exhibition, the Vogue exhibition. It was really good. If you are ever, I don't know whether if this exhibition ever returns, whether it's in Manchester where I went to, or somewhere else, I highly recommend going. I think it's called like Vogue, like creating the runway, something like that. It was really good. It was really interesting. It shows that there's no limits when it comes to fashion shows. But it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And then I went to London. I was in London Friday, Saturday, and I had a really fun time. It was very brief. I did travel like on my own, like on the tube and the bus and stuff for the first time, like, you know, like hopping on and off. And that went all right. You know, I'm glad. It was less difficult than I thought it would be. So I had a nice time doing that. I did go to the Studio Ghibli shop. I didn't do that much filming whilst I was in London. I don't know why, I just didn't film a lot. But I went to the Studio Ghibli shop. They only had one of the things that I wanted, unfortunately, because obviously the shop was closing at the weekend. So the shop was still very full of items. However, they definitely had a lot less, which I was, to be honest with you, I was expecting, because I did want a Whisper of the Heart mug, and I also wanted to get one of the sun catchers, which are beautiful. They're super stunning. So I've got to hope that they are restocked on the website, basically. However, I did get one thing, which was one of the things that I wanted, and it's this little Totoro cushion. Honestly, this is like my new son. I am totally obsessed. He's so soft. There is a name for all the different Totoros, and I was literally listening to a podcast yesterday where they said the name of this Totoro, and I can't remember what his name is, but it's just a little like Totoro cushion, like the smallest Totoro with his little tail. He's so cute. They did have cushions like this for like the blue and the like the grey like big Totoro, but I just wanted this one. It's so sweet. Like, I love him. I love him so much. So yeah, I will be treasuring him. He will be living on my bed next to my other Totoro that I have, which I got when I went to see my Neighbour Totoro show for my birthday last year. Yeah, so I had a nice time in London. I also popped into the V&A quickly because it was down the road from the Ghibli shop, and then the next day my sister and I went to the Tate Modern, which was really nice, and we stumbled upon a little like book market, which I did do a little bit of footage for, which was near the National Theatre, so that was really nice. They had quite a nice selection of books as well, which was pleased to see. I didn't get anything though because I'm trying to be on a book buying ban, at least for the next little bit until I've got my physical TBR down. So yeah, I had a nice time, you know, it was fun, and I got to do a lot of reading on the train to and from London. It was really nice. Like, sometimes I don't really get a lot of reading done when I'm in London, or like, you know, when I'm on train journeys, but I did this time, and I felt like time just melted away in like the most delicious way possible when I was on the trains reading. So I like well over halfway through. I think I've got 200 pages left of Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and I'm really enjoying this. The stakes are definitely higher, like a lot higher in this book compared to the first one. Like the villain in here is just like revolting. I do not like her at all. She is not a nice person, and I don't like how she is, like, you know, the plans that she has for like Arthur and Linus and their kids. Like, it's just horrible. Like, just leave them be. Just leave my precious beings be. But I love this. Like, it's, like I said, it is a bit more hard hitting because the stakes are a lot higher in this book, but you still have that beautiful like found family warmth in this. And we're introduced to a new child that comes to the orphanage named David, who's a Yeti, and like he's a really interesting character, and obviously we get to see like more of the development between all of the characters, and obviously between Arthur and Linus and their like romantic relationship. But yeah, it's just like a really beautiful story, you know. I'm enjoying this so much. Hopefully, I feel like this is definitely on the track to be a 5-star read. My first read that I read this year, which was Once Upon a Broken Heart, was a 5-star. So I'm hoping this might be as well. If I get like 2 5-star reads in a row, that'd be stunning. But yeah, I will definitely be reading more of this. I feel like I'm at a point where I need to like in the part in the plot where I need to like knuckle down and read this. So I'll definitely make some time for reading later on. And it is my like last day off before I go back to work today. I've had like 4 days off work in total, 2 days in London and then just my normal 2 days off. So that's actually been really nice. And I've had a fairly productive morning. I got up, had breakfast, did some reading, and I sorted Finn out. And I've also filmed 2 videos, which is great. And I filmed my anticipated releases for 2026 and my favourite books of 2025. So we're off to a good start here, and I'm also updating this vlog. So I've just had my lunch, and I might need to just pop out because I went shopping yesterday and I realised this morning there's a few things I didn't get, so I might have to go and get those. And then I'm debating this afternoon in terms of what to do, because my routine has changed kind of a bit since my YouTube booktube day used to be a Tuesday. However, I now do poll on a Tuesday, so I don't know whether, whilst I'm, you know, setting myself up in January for the new year, I'm basically debating whether or not to have Mondays as either like a booktube day or a writing day, because I definitely want to get a regular writing routine back into my routine, like, you know, into my like weekly plan. So yeah, I'll talk about like writing and stuff maybe later on in this vlog, but that's basically where I'm up to. So I think I am just going to go and pop out because I want to get the things that I forgot to get when I was going out shopping yesterday, and then maybe I will either start editing one of the videos, or I will do a bit more like planning for like this new year, because I did some good planning last week which I didn't film. I'm just starting to like plan the goals that I want to do and kind of, you know, how I want this year to go, things I want to do, XYZ. So yeah, that's basically where I'm up to. So I just want to have a nice chill time, and I've also completed a whole week of learning Japanese, which I'm very proud of myself for. I've been trying to get back into a regular practice of practicing Japanese, which I don't think I've mentioned on here, but it's like a new, like, you know, habit, hobby, whatever you want to call it. So because I've technically been learning Japanese on and off for about 1.5 years, but I'm dedicating myself to it this time. So I will do my Japanese practice at some point this afternoon as well. So yeah, I want it to be a fairly chill day because I have been quite productive already. But we'll just, you know, see where the rest of the day goes. So I think I am going to go out for a bit, like I said, and then I will maybe do some editing or whatever. We'll see what it's like when I get home. And then I will probably catch up with you guys when I do some more reading, maybe when I finish this book. Like I said, I've only got 200 pages left, so hopefully I want to finish it like this week, and then I can get onto another book. which will be really stunning if I can do that. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go and, you know, go on a little outing, and then we will see where the rest of the day holds, or what the rest of the day holds even. So it's actually the next day, and I ended up finishing Somewhere Beyond the Sea last night by TJ Klune, and I enjoyed this so much. I was expecting to finish it last night. Like I said, I think I had about 200 pages left, but it just, you know, you get to that like point in the plot where you need to keep reading. You can't put it down. And I really enjoyed this book. Like I said previously, I really loved the second book. It's one of my favourite books of last year, and I really enjoyed this one. I loved kind of seeing, you know, how the characters and this family are getting on, facing new challenges and all that sort of thing after the first book. And obviously, like I said, the stakes are a lot higher. And I think the writing is very intelligent. I can tell that the author did quite a lot of research into things such as like, you know, like mental health, like the psychological side of like adoption, like the adoption process in general, and just lots of things. Like I know they did like in terms of psychology, and kind of all that sort of stuff. I can tell they did their research for this book, and I really enjoyed it. And this book is mainly from Arthur's perspective, and we follow Linus's perspective in the first book, so it's nice to get to know Arthur a bit more, and see how much he fiercely cares for his children. It's just such a heartwarming story. I love their little family to the earth and back, and this book ended how I was hoping it to, like after I'd started reading it. It was just a very heartwarming ending. It was very beautiful. I love the queer representation in here. It's very beautiful. I love Linus and Arthur as a couple. I think they're just a great couple, like a lovely, like healthy relationship. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm pretty sure I am going to give this 5 stars. I don't know whether I prefer it more or less than the first book. Maybe on an equal level, maybe the first book slightly more, but yeah, overall, this was such a joy to read. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be my second 5-star read of the year, which is insane. So I have 2 5-star reads under my belt, and I'm trying to decide what to read next. I think I am going to read one of my mangas next, just because... Oh, sorry, scared the cat then. Just because I need to get through this manga, and I don't want to buy any more manga until I've basically read all the ones that I've currently got. So I think I'm going to read Soulmate Volume 2, which is like a companion series to the Kimi ni Todoke series. There's only 3 volumes in this like manga series, so that's really nice. I enjoyed the first volume. Didn't enjoy it as much as Kimi ni Todoke as of yet, so we'll see, because this follows Kurumi, who's like a side character in Kimi ni Todoke. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go, you know. So I think I'm going to read this, which will take me like it would technically take me less than a day, but it depends on how much I'm reading and what I'm doing. So I will start this tonight, and then I've got a manga that I've read, and I am honestly debating so much about what to read next. I have like organised my TBR cart a bit, because I got my Redbird book advent calendar books, so I am tempted, this wasn't my original plan, to go for Wedding People by Alison Espach. I've heard really good things about this book, and my sister recently read it and she loved it. I think it was a 5-star read for her, and she just devoured it. I was going to save this for summer. I don't know how summery this book actually is, but it's set by the sea, so it gives me summer vibes, as does the cover, but I think I might go for this next, because I don't know what else to go for. And then after this I'll probably go for like another manga or one of the books that have been on my TBR for longer. I think that's my plan. So yeah, I think I might go for this next after reading Soulmate Volume 2. Yeah, so just thought I'd like update my reading plans for the moment. But I've literally just got home from work and got changed. I've got pole tonight, which is very exciting. I love pole. Even though it is like dark and cold weather is not meant for pole, would just like to say. I'm gonna go and like chill, and I need to write my review for Somewhere Beyond the Sea on my Fable. I do need to put my Fable link in my descriptions of my videos because I haven't done it, and I've had Fable for probably nearly a year, near enough, so I need to do that. But yeah, since last year I have been doing reviews for every book that I have read, just to kind of get me in the habit of writing reviews, because it's always a good experience. So I've really been enjoying it. So I need to write a review for this, probably tonight. I don't want to leave it any longer, otherwise I lose all the details of the book that I read. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that after I get back from Pole. And yeah, like I said, these are my reading plans. Supposedly, anyway, it could change, but for the moment they're my reading plans for the time being. So I finished the second volume of Soulmate today, and I don't really know what to make of this series, to be honest with you. Like, I don't dislike it. It's definitely not as good as Kimi ni Todoke. Obviously, that series is obviously a lot longer than this because this is only 3 volumes. But I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously the characters are very different that we follow, because obviously Kurumi, and she's, you know, a very particular kind of person. And I don't know what to make of the love interest. He's called Iji. He seems really nice. He's Sawako's cousin. But I feel like, I don't know, Kurumi's making it way too hard for herself. But obviously, you know, she has reasons for that. She believes she's not a very nice person. She doesn't have very good self-esteem, all that sort of thing. And there was like a stalker element in this, in like the end of the first volume, and it obviously the repercussions of that come into this one. And it wasn't done badly. I don't know how well the aftermath is handled. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what I'm going to rate this either. I'm going to continue with the series, like I said, because it's only one more volume, and I want to see how it ends, because I'd like to think, you know, it's going to be a happy ending. But I don't know how that's going to quite happen in 3 volumes, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, so I think I did rate the other one 4 stars, but I might lower both of them to maybe like a 3.5, maybe 3.75, something like that. Yeah, just like there's some bits in here that I really like, and then other bits I'm just like, like I just don't know how I feel about that, or like the dynamics of this like potential relationship, and all that sort of thing. I'm just not sure. So that's where I'm at for the moment, but obviously it's great that I have finished another book, and this will be my 3rd book I finished this year, and we're only on the 2nd full week of January, which is really impressive, to be honest with you. Very proud of myself. So I've just been doing some like goal planning this evening, and I realise I've not talked about that much during this video or this vlog so far, but my main thing today was to confirm my goals for this year, for 2026, and I've kind of kept my goals quite simple. So I don't know if I showed this in the beginning of the vlog, but this is my like journal / like diary for the year. This is from Dreamy Moons. This is my 4th diary I have from them. I have like quite a few. Like this is my one from last year. They're beautiful. I love them. So I'm like slowly filling this out. So my like main goals, I always have a word for every year, and I think this year my word is going to be live. Like this is going to be the first year that I, or at least in a, you know, a really long time, that I feel like I am able to like step out of survival mode and step into living mode more. Like I just want to live my life now. Like now that I'm able to manage my anxiety and my mental health a lot better, I have a lot more time and energy to concentrate on things that I didn't have time and energy for beforehand because of my anxiety. So that's what this year is about. It's about just enjoying life more, getting on with some things and some projects that I've wanted to do. But like I said, because of my anxiety, I've just not been able to do those things, or I've like struggled to make progress with those things. So I always keep my goals to a minimum, no more than like 3 or 4 preferably. So my biggest goal this year is to get a new job. This has been on my like yearly goals for like the past 2 years, but I want this year, this is like my top goal this year. I want this to happen. I am in a mental state now, like I said, where I feel like I am able to put the energy into finding a new job, and obviously that means like going out of my comfort zone, getting some experience, because from doing research I realise I am severely underqualified when it comes to the majority of the jobs I want to do. And the long-term plan for me is to become self-employed through like lots of creative things. However, that's a longer term goal. So in terms of working for companies, or like, you know, corporations, whatever, working for an employer, I want to do something creative and I do have ideas. So yeah, that's like my main goal, is to like get experience, get a new job, all that sort of thing. And then my second goal is to write a 0 draft. And I have talked about writing on here before. I even announced a couple of years ago that I was writing a book, and that's only got so far. Didn't get very far, but this year I am determined to write a draft of a book. And I'm saying 0 draft because it will probably not be very good. I mean, first drafts, let alone 0 drafts, are not always good, you know. They need a lot of shaping. But I have been writing little like notes and little thoughts over like last year for a book idea, and I need to stick to it now, and I need to go for it. And I just want a 0 draft, like to take the pressure off as much as possible. And I want to make some more like YouTube and Instagram content regarding my writing. So I need to think about that a bit more. But obviously you guys will, you know, hear about it when I like talk about it more on my channel. The things that have often held me back are my like self-esteem and my self-belief. So I guess they're kind of like in the same category, but the belief that I can do it. Because writing a book is very intimidating when you like decide you're going to do it. So yeah, I'm basically just going to go for it this year. I'm going to go for this book because I also have lots of other book ideas I want to write. So I need to get this one out of the way, then I can start the other book ideas. It's going to be interesting trying to juggle this with poetry as well, because I am going to write this in prose, this book. I'm not going to write it in verse. So like, you know, juggling my poetry with this is going to be interesting. But we're just going to see how we go. And then my last goal for this year is to post once a week on my poetry and book Instagram. So that's just purely to try and build an audience more. I do want to build more of like an audience and a community in my channel. And also I really enjoy posting, like it's a nice thing to do. Obviously it can potentially help with like a career and all that sort of thing in the future, whether it's to do with like writing or like being like a content creator, that sort of thing. And obviously it's just nice to share stuff with people and talk to people about the things I love, which is writing and books. I've been at it for quite a long time now, so yeah, I want to become more regular, because I think that's just like something I've been meaning to do for ages, but like I said, I do have a bit more energy and time now to do that. So they're my like 3 main goals. And then I usually have like a to-do list. So these are things that I want to do but aren't goals. I'll run through them quickly because I feel like this vlog is quite long already. But those are to go on a solo trip. This will be the 4th year that I go on a solo trip. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, so I'll figure that out at some point. Go on a holiday with my friends. We're all turning 30 this year, or we will all be 30 by the end of this year. So I want to go on holiday. I think we should do a gals in their 30s holiday. I think that'd be so fun. I want to do 5 minutes of Japanese every day, or at least 5 minutes of Japanese every day. I'm on day 10 now, I think, of it. I have technically been learning Japanese on and off for about 1.5 years, but I want to dedicate my time to it now. It's like a good way for me to like use my brain and, you know, stop my brain from like shrinking and losing information, like, because I'm learning something new. So I want to do that. And then I also want to volunteer at, I think it's called Verve Fest. It's a poetry festival that happens in Birmingham every year. I nearly applied last year and then I just didn't. I think because I was just worried about sorting it out with work and all that sort of thing. So I definitely want to try and volunteer, because then it'll be good on my CV. So hopefully and also help me gain some experience, because it's a field that I want to work in. And then the last one is to just continue taking part in writing workshops. and I tried to do this last year. I was fairly successful. If I could do like a writing shop like once a month or once every other month, I'm happy. It keeps up a more regular writing practice. So yeah, they're my like to do things. And my goals, I am started working on my vision board today. I won't show you guys until I finished it. It's going to be interesting, like this vision board, because I don't know how much I'm going to transfer from my last one onto this one. We will see, but yeah, I'll show you guys that when I have finished making it. So yeah, I'm not doing too badly so far. I feel like I am at a point where I feel like I'm rushing, or I need to rush a bit more to have everything done. But I need to remind myself that it's okay. I have time. You know, I have time. I still have a couple of weeks left to sort myself out. I'm hoping most of my like setting myself up for the year will be done by the end of next week. We will see. But yeah, so that's where I'm up to now. I'm going to stop because it's like 9:10 and I said I was going to stop at 8:30. So that wasn't very good in terms of boundaries for me. But if I have enough time, I'm going to watch an episode of Business Proposal, because I only started watching it the other day and I'm really enjoying it. It's so fun. Yeah, I need to go and like pack all of this away now and actually like, you know, get ready for bed and chill and just like let my mind decompress. Let's go to a coffee shop and do some editing. You might have to excuse this lighting. I've got my sad lamp on next to my camera, so I'm trying to make sure. It looks like I'm a bit like overexposed on this side, but we're just gonna have to see how it goes. But I just got home from work and I have a parcel. I'm so excited. Let me unbox this. I do technically have another book that I am assuming should have been out by now. I've got the next volume of Cherry Magic that's meant to be released, and I thought it was released before this. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's just taking them a bit longer to distribute it or whatever, I don't know. But let's unbox this, because this is one of my anticipated releases books for 2026, and it's my second one, because basically I have 3 coming out in January that I want to read, and then 2 in the summer. Oh look, stunning sprayed edges. So this is the Elsewhere Express by Samantha Soto Yambao, and Water Moon was one of my top books of 2025. I absolutely loved it, and this is her next release, her most current release. I don't really know much of what it's about, I'm not going to lie, but this is the Waterstones exclusive edition. So this is the cover, which is beautiful, and then we have some like sprayed edges with stars on, and I believe, oh wow, look at the end papers. Oh my god, they're so pretty. Okay, so these are the end papers. Look how beautiful they are. Let me see if they're different. Oh no, they're the same on the back as well. And then the hardcover is also gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. With the spine. I actually love that so much. So let's read the blurb together, because like I said, I did read this ages ago when this book was first announced, but I can't remember what it's about. So let's read it together. Oh my god, I just realised it has an admission for 1 ticket. I don't know how well you can see that. Look, it's a train ticket. Like if you really wanted to, you could cut it off, but I'm absolutely not going to do that. So it says, welcome aboard. Raya is a lost soul going through the motions of life with a dream of her own, without a dream of her own. One night on her subway ride home, Raya's thoughts wander too far. She wakes on the Elsewhere Express, a magical train that offers its passengers a sense of purpose, peace and belonging. The journey is a chance for Raya to reimagine her life, but only if she finds her compartment before time runs out. Once aboard, Raya meets an intriguing artist named Q, and together they race to find their place on the train, through a boarding car carpeted in meadow grass and along a dining carriage where passengers picnic on lily pads. But a mysterious stowaway has boarded with them, and with it a dark, malignant magic that threatens to destroy the train. The closer Raya comes to uncovering the stowaway's identity, the nearer she draws to the ultimate question. What is her life's true purpose? And is it a destination to elsewhere? Is it a destination the Elsewhere Express can take her to? That sounds really intriguing. I do roughly remember that now, about that, but I'm so excited to read this. I am probably going to read this in February, like I did with this author's last book. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really hope that it lives up to the standard of Water Moon as well, because I adored it so much. So yes, this is going to be like just a fun, like whimsical fantasy. I'm so excited for this. So let's do some reading updates. So since I last talked to you guys, which was some point last week, I actually ended up picking up another manga because I just wanted to get them down. And so I read Is Love the Answer, which is a manga about being asexual. It's like an asexual, like, coming of age story, and I did really enjoy this as well. I was so excited when I discovered that this manga existed, and yes, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it maybe like a 4.75 stars. I really liked the characters, I liked the story. I liked the ace representation and kind of it's showing the diversity of it and how just like all the different some of the different shades and colours of the ace spectrum. Obviously there are many that cannot necessarily be covered in one book, but yeah, I really liked our main protagonist Chica's experience. My camera cut off, but yeah, I just really enjoyed like reading and being a part of Chica's experience of kind of coming to terms with her sexuality and also the unknownness of it as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend if you are looking for like more like queer manga or some manga with ace rep. Let me know in the comments if you know any other manga with ace rep. I would really love to know. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this. And then I'm currently reading The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I'm not very far into this. I'm on page 32. I am enjoying it so far. I think I really loved the first chapter and then I've kind of slowed down a bit, but I do plan on, carry on reading it. But I have also started rereading The New Recruit, and I read this last year and I did really enjoy it and I just felt like rereading it. So I'm going to reread it alongside The Wedding People. And yeah, I like I said, I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the website where I read a lot of my manga and manhwas that are online has been taken down. It no longer exists, which is so sad. So I hope it is able to be fixed, or that the people who were the creators of it are able to make a new website, because it's really helpful being able to read manga online, especially since for the fact that obviously it's free, means I don't have to buy the physical volumes that take up a lot of room on the space, and obviously it saves me a lot of money. And obviously it's nice to support the people who translate and the manga and obviously keep the website going, all that sort of thing. But yeah, so I have found another website where I am currently rereading The New Recruit. So yeah, so I'm like just currently rereading that because I feel like it's quite just a bit more of a fun, slightly more lighthearted compared to The Wedding People. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at with my reading at the moment. So I've read like 4 books this year, which is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself for that, to say that we're on the 3rd week of January. God, it's definitely not December anymore. And I said to you guys in the last clip maybe that I was going to show you when I had finished my vision board, and I have finished it. So hopefully you'll be able to see this kind of okay, depending on the lighting. But this is my vision board for 2026. And I love a vision board, and usually nearly everything on my vision board comes true this year. So I usually do it in categories. So I do like a travel one, and this is like general vibes, like this area. And then I have things like concerts. So I'm going to a couple of concerts and like events this year. Like I'm going to write a book, obviously, so that's book inspiration. And then it's my 30th. And then I have like a, well, sorry, I don't think that's in focus very well. And then I have one here which is like career based, like getting a new job, and I have some quotes in the middle that I really like. Yeah, so I have this like this, and I also have a version of it which is in my journal as well, like my diary, so I look at that every day. But yeah, that's like my vision board. So I'm doing quite well in terms of, you know, setting myself up for the year. This week specifically, I'm focusing on like an action plan and like a weekly routine, and I want to try and get on top of some more booktube stuff. Like I did some editing. I edited 2 videos yesterday on my day off, which was great. I went to a cafe and did that. So I'm just trying to get on top of things. I must admit that I'm feeling a little bit like overwhelmed and not exactly burnt out. But yeah, maybe a little bit overwhelmed by everything at the moment, even though I've hardly done anything. But I need to remind myself that there's no rush. You know, I don't need to rush. It's okay to rest. And I think last week I wasn't very good with my boundaries in terms of stopping work. You know, doing work and stuff after a certain time. Like I would work until like 9 o'clock, which I shouldn't be doing. I should be doing like 8, half 8 max. So we're going to get our boundaries back, our work life, work rest, specifically boundaries back this week. So yeah, that's like my plan for this week in terms of like setup for the year. So I do have poll tonight, so I'm going to go and get ready for that because I need to think about cooking my tea. So yeah, I'm going to do that now, and then we're going to see where the rest of the week takes us. To be honest with you, I'm just going to be very like kind and gentle to myself this week, whilst also, you know, being productive, but also, you know, making sure I rest at the same time, because I think that's definitely kind of a combo that I need at the moment. It's now February 2nd, and it's time that I wrapped up this vlog. I've literally just been editing it now, and it's going to be a long ass vlog, so congratulations if you got to the end of it. I definitely did a lot of yapping. I've discovered that I'm actually more of a yapper than I thought I was these days, like when I'm doing my filming for like vlogs and Instagram and all that sort of thing. So I hope you guys don't mind that. It's just really nice to like chat about things. Obviously I love books, getting ready for the new year, writing, all that sort of thing. I love talking about it, so I hope you enjoyed that. But let's do a final reading update. So I finished The Wedding People. I very much enjoyed this book. I think this is definitely a book that has a lot of hope in it. It definitely has a lot of food for thought. It obviously tackles some difficult topics such as like grief, death, mental health, specifically suicide and depression. So obviously just be aware of those triggers before going into this book. But I think I love the most about this book is the exploration of human connection. This book basically follows our main character Phoebe, who goes to this hotel on the beach, and she intends to go there to end her life. However, when she arrives, she finds out that there is a wedding going on, and she's the only person who is at the hotel who isn't a part of the wedding. And it's and somehow she ends up, oh my god, what is up with this? No, I didn't mean to do that. And basically somehow Phoebe gets caught up in this wedding, she becomes a part of it, she ends up confiding a lot in the bride, and she ends up meeting some of the other people who are a part of the wedding. And I love the exploration of human connection and communication. That's the thing I love most about this book, is the conversations that Phoebe has with some of the wedding guests and the relationships that she builds with some of them over the course of the week of this wedding. Yes, I think it's very relevant to the time we're in right now. That thing of just, you know, having open conversations with people, and the beauty of like human connection and communication. That's what I really adored most about this. And there's a lot of wisdom throughout this book, and it definitely leaves you feeling hopeful by the end of it. So I really enjoyed this. This was a 4.75 stars for me. It wasn't quite a 5 stars, I think, just because it took me a little bit longer to get into properly. But once I was in, I really adored it. And then the last book I read in January was Cherry Magic Volume 15. I was waiting for this to arrive. For some reason it arrived after the Elsewhere Express. I don't know why, because there was literally a day apart for their release, but anyway. This is one of my favourite manga series, and I really enjoyed this book. It tackled some different topics, which was nice, and there's new challenges for like the couples. I didn't like it as much as some of the other volumes in the series. I think I gave this like a 4 star. I still very much enjoyed it, and I think this series is actually coming to an end soon. I think there's maybe 2 more volumes coming. I'm not sure when they're going to be released. Maybe like volume 16 might be released like end of this year or like beginning of next year, something like that. But yeah, I always love this series. It's always a joy to read and to be back with these characters. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of see where it is. I feel like it is definitely at the point where it's ready to wrap up soon. And I would like to think I'm going to be satisfied, whatever this ending may be. But yeah, I really adored this. And so that is it for this video. Wait, let me turn my... So we are at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you like the combination of like reading. I also forgot to say I did end up finishing my reread of the New Recruits as well. I did very much enjoy it. I feel like I didn't quite enjoy it as much as last time. I don't know why. I think like the business, like the office part of it, I found a little bit boring, must admit. But I still love like the relationship between our 2 main characters. It's a cute fun time, you know, and it's still like a solid 4-star read. There's like 3 volumes of this, I think, and I finished it in about like 3 days or something like that. I just had a little binge read. And I also ended up reading a one-shot manga, which I wasn't expecting to read, but I saw somebody talking about it online and I decided to pick it up, which is, I think it's called The Lovers on the Last Train, something along those lines. And this is like a one-shot, like BL manga, and this was so sweet, guys. If you want like a really adorable, sweet, like queer romance, with older characters. These characters are in their 40s, and it's about them using a dating app and meeting up and kind of their relationship developing. It was just so sweet, and it proves that, you know, romance is still alive regardless of your age. And I really enjoyed it. I would definitely like to read more like books in general where the characters are like older, like if it's going to be a romance, having like older characters in. I just really enjoyed it. It was so sweet. That was a 5-star read for me. So throughout this whole vlog, I ended up reading 10 books throughout January, which is insane for me. I actually genuinely can't believe that I read 10 books. I must admit, like half of them are manga, so, or maybe just over half are manga, but still, I still read 10 books, which is phenomenal. I'm very proud of myself, and they were all good books, you know, there wasn't a bad book. There were probably some better than others, but on the whole, we did very well. And I did finish all of my planning and preparing for 2026, and now I have to actually put it into action. So I have spent the majority of today So, like I said before, I've just been editing the rest of this vlog, and I've just been doing some content, some like YouTube content and booktube content and all that sort of thing. So I can like get on top of it, you know, get prepared, try and set myself up. And hopefully, yeah, and hopefully, you know, it's gonna be a good year. No, wait. So yeah, I'm glad that I've got everything set up, and now, like I said, it's time to put it all into action. And I hope you guys like enjoyed this combo of like reading and like getting ready. It's like, I guess it's like a January reset, isn't it? It's like, or a 2026 reset, getting myself set up for the new year. I love watching this kind of videos, so I hope you enjoyed like my process of how I do it and set everything up. I do like enjoy those sort of things, and if you'd like to continue seeing more like reset videos, like monthly resets, seasonal resets, all that sort of thing, let me know in the comments. It's a nice way for me to like include more lifestyle stuff as well as obviously bookish stuff. So yeah. If you got to the end of this video, I want you to, if for some magical reason you got to the end of this video, comment, and you don't know what to comment the like sparkle emoji with that the 3 little sparkles on, because that's my like most used emoji, and it just, you know, showing the magic for this year. And I hope that this year is going to be very magical for you all. I hope you're going to do so much good reading, and yeah, I'm excited for all the other books that I'm going to be reading, all the plans that I've got for this year. I will obviously film what I can of it and include it in my vlogs and all that sort of thing. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I will leave the links to my social media and my book. I will leave the links to my social media along my Goodreads and my Fable. I will try my best to remember to link. I will try my best to remember to link my Fable in the description down below, if you would like to see more bookish content that you will not find on this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye guys!